Outdoor Journal. Today we're doing a little different kind of trip. Old Ahab and Jacko's off on another adventure this weekend, so I'm headed into this little lake that I've been wanting to try out. It's kind of a mysterious lake. You can't find anything about it online. There's no state depth maps, no species lists, no survey data, nothing about it. I'd only heard two things about this lake in my life. I heard from a guy that heard from a guy that heard from a guy that heard from a biologist that they came in here and did a netting survey, and they said they saw some of the biggest white perch they ever netted. So could be all rumor, could be fake. I did talk to one local that kind of confirmed things, but I'm headed in here. I don't really, there's roads that kind of go around it, but I can't see any sort of hand carry boat launch or anything like that, so I don't know really exactly where we got to put in. I got the canoe on today. I got a bunch of rigging, so we're going to drive around it and see if we can find a place to at least get close to drag the canoe down. And I know some of the other backcountry white perch spots that I do, you've seen some of my videos on them that are closer to home. Sometimes you go to those, you know, just in the evening, and you don't get anything. The next time you get a whole bunch. So I brought enough stuff to stay here for 24 hours to give this place a good chance. We'll see what it looks like. It might just be absolutely terrible. Something might happen. We might not stay the night, but we got all the rigging that we need. We got high fire danger in the state right now, so we can't have a fire. I did bring, all I brought for food was some MREs. And there's no campsites here, so if we do stay the night, we got to sleep out in the canoe. I've never done that before. I've always wanted to do it, so that'll be a fun adventure. We'll just anchor out there in the middle. I get everything we can snooze away right out there at the bottom of the canoe. I got the big XL Tripper on here, the old 20-footer, world's best camping canoe. And we got the old Nissan out today. A lot of good things going on here, so this should be very interesting, chasing legends and myths. Usually they end up in disappointment, but you never know unless you go test it out. So at least we'll be able to say we've been here. We'll get a chance to look it over. I did look at the satellite imagery, and it looks like that it's pretty weedy, but hopefully we can ease around there. If there are white perch in it, there must be a little bit deeper hole that holds them there someplace that shouldn't be super weedy. So we're going to give it all we got, see if we can pull up a personal best, see if this is really truly a hidden pond of giants, but you just never know. You just never know. So stay tuned if you're interested, and we'll make an adventure of it anyways. Stay tuned. Alright, got this tree down in my way here. Before I pull that out of the way, it looks like probably only, I'm not sure if this road, I can walk down here a little ways and see if it's gonna come out down at the pond. I found this little jig road after a while. So I'm going to take a walk down here and see before I take the effort to move that tree out of the way. Oh yeah, I can see blue water down here just a little ways. Kick that tree out of the way, I can get right down here. I think looks pretty good. There she is, the legendary, mythical, mysterious home of humongous white perch. That's probably all tall tales, but we are going to find out. We're going to put time and effort it takes to see, give it a good fair, oh, got a little inchworm on my finger, give it a good fair chance. If you just come in and fish a place for a couple hours, you don't really, you can't really make a good judgment, but give it 24 hours, you can do a little better. Oh, somebody's got an old boat down here, must be something in here. What do we got? She is weedy, down at this end anyway. Weedy. Can't really see up the main part. It's a pretty good sized pond. Alright. Guess the only one way to find out. Get our rigging down in here and start fishing. ropes loosened up on the old canoe. We made it. Let's get unloaded. Beautiful, beautiful little lake. Gonna be interesting to see. Like I say, I don't even know any of the species that's in here. There's white perch. I don't know if there's any pickerel, bass, sunfish, chub. Gotta be chub. There's chub everywhere. It's gonna be interesting just to take a little survey of what's in this little hole. Oh, I found the perfect rock to make my anchor. Usually it's hard to find one that the rope will hang on to. This is gonna be a good one for my anchor. Alright, I'm not bringing any of my camping stuff out, just my fishing stuff. We'll give her a test run here, see what she's like. If we can get a big one, we won't have to stay. If we don't, it's a different story. Alright, let's try it out. Alright, push off here and paddle around a little bit. You can guess a 20-foot XL tripper isn't exactly a solo canoe, but if I had to stay, this is what I wanted to have. Wind's probably going to play with us a little bit. Oh yeah, we're starting to get a little view of the lake. Get a nice little breeze. I'm going to paddle out towards this other side so the breeze can blow us down across while I rig up. Water clarity don't look too good here. It's pretty murky. I got one rigged up with a top lure already. Maybe I'll just check and see if there's anything like that in here. Pickerel, bass, or anything. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to get some stuff rigged up here. Beautiful, beautiful pond though. You'd almost think it was a nice trout pond, but that's not what I've heard for rumors. It is awful weedy and murky down there. Murky water. But beautiful shoreline. Nice spot. Alright, I'm going to rig up, drift a little bit, and see if we can get into something. Alright, I got my first rig with my old tried and true red and white weeping willow with a leaded hook behind it. I got some fat, juicy red worms. I'm going to throw one of them down there. Alright, I've paddled mostly across the lake, and there's lily pads across the whole thing there so far, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to keep out of the grass, I guess. But we're going to try it here, see what happens. They seem a few more scarce down here, the lily pads on the other end. Try her out, see what happens. I'm going to drape that one down a little bit and let it drift along, and I'll cast this one. Well, she's still pretty lily paddy. Lily paddy. Down the other end. The old wind picked up here and forced me down to this end. I gotta reposition myself. I'm picking the bow up too far. I can't paddle against the wind, so I gotta move up a little bit, get myself reset, and then drift back down across again. I still haven't found any place that there's no lily pads, so I got to figure something out here, because you can't even really fish. There's all this. Even once you find a place there's no lily pads, there's a lot of the green slime growing up off the bottoms, and every cast you just get a big ball of green slime. So maybe that's why there's humongous perch in here. I'm going to kind of maneuver us around to a different spot here, see what we can find. Alright, I got us anchored out in the middle where there was a spot where there wasn't too many lily pads, but time will tell. It's only about not much water. 6 feet maybe, 6-8 feet, not much. Oh, I just caught one right there. What is it? It's a white perch. Look at that, world record white perch in here. World record. They're in here. Oh boys, I hope that's what I chased right there. Get this one out here, see if we can get something of a little bigger size. Huge. Biggest I ever saw. Well, at least we know there's white perch in here. That's one species. See if we can get something bigger to bite. I've done it. I've set the record, folks. I have set the record. Look. Look how big it is. I think that's the smallest white perch I've ever caught. Oh boys. So far. Have you guys ever caught a white perch any smaller than that? That's the smallest I've ever seen. We are in the jumbo waters. I mean, I'm glad so far that nobody knows about this place because, oh, we're getting another bite. Oh, I yanked it right out of his mouth. Oh, I get it. Maybe these little ones are whistling in these big boys. I consider 12-inch a jumbo. I've been always wanting to get one of those 15 or 16-inch humpbackers. So, let me get this back down here. That was a pretty good pull on that one, but I don't know if it was still a giant. Time will tell here. Time will tell. Oh, he's already on it. Boy, it ain't very big. Oh, got my worm off. Where's the jumbos? See a bite. Another miniature. Boy, so I'm glad I don't have to survive off them fillets of them ones. Where's the big boys? We will draw our attention into ourselves over here and get a big one to come in. Oh, what do we got here? This is a fish of a different color. Whoop, he fell off. It was a little tiny miniature pumpkin seed. This is the land of the misfit toys. This is all miniatures out here. It's like the figurines in Red Rose Tea. Island of miniatures. Biggest they ever netted. Well, they're going to prove me wrong here pretty quick. I'm going to feel a big one. I'm out here in where the little guys are hanging out. I got to find the spot where the big guys are. I finally got into the giants. Oh my word. It's gotta be the world's smallest sunfish too. Oh my word, look at him. Well, that can't be all that's in here. They're getting a little bit bigger, not much, but they're growing slowly. Get the little ones out of the way. Oh, you swallowed that right out of sight. Of course. Well, we're having an adventure anyways. Oh, there's a good one. A little better. Not much better, but they're gaining. That's a perch that I would keep normally to flay there, so starting to gain a little bit. We must have to get the little. They must send all the kids out to be the scouts. Yeah, he's way down deep. I better keep him anyway. Oh, way down there. Way down below. Oh, oh. Oh yeah, he's bleeding up a storm. I want to try out one of these baskets here. Put your fish in. Now you got to cut me a little piece of string to hang her over the side. Back into the children again. At least I hooked them and all that. I never see so much miniature perch. Where's the big boys? Come on. Where are ya? Oh. Wow. What's this? Yellow perch. We're up to 3 species. All miniature. Make great keychains. Get them mounted for keychains. Get miniature sunnies, miniature yellows, miniature whites. She's at least a 3 species pond so far. Wind's picking up. You haven't deterred me yet. We will find something in here with a decent size. Every rumor must have a hint of truth to it, right? Oh, that felt like a pretty good bite there. I say, I have yet to find over 6 feet of water. It wasn't weedy, so I don't really see the sense of moving. As long as I'm getting bites here, maybe some bigger ones will move through, will move, but if it keeps it up, I can't sit here and feed. I got 60 red worms. I can't sit here and feed these all to these. And not try somewhere else eventually, but it's also hard for me to get around right now with this wind. We gotta keep moving up in the middle of the canoe there. I should have got this thing licensed so I could put that electric motor on there that the viewer gave me. That'd been ideal, other than I'd be cleaning weeds off it constantly. Miniature, just nibbling the dickens out of it. Well, we can add another species. Miniature hornpout. This is the land of the miniature toys. Land of the miniature toys. Can you believe it? Sitting in one spot, I got miniature hornpout, miniature yellow perch, miniature white perch, miniature sunfish. Oh. Where's my pliers? Some guys make a living off this on YouTube. They call it micro fishing. Catch all them miniature fish in them little creeks. Maybe I gotta take up micro fishing. I'm gonna keep going on these wild goose. Oh, that felt like a good bite there. They tricked me before. They tricked me before. Where's the jumbos? I've got a nice gobble grass. This might be one of them good places to try early in the year when the grass hasn't grown up so much. Maybe. Maybe not. No pickerel yet, or bass. I don't know if there's any of them made it up here or not. There's a lot of them down there. That might be a problem. Might be overpopulated. What do we got here? Yellow one. Awful pale looking in here. Not real dark colors. Pale, pale, pale. I need this bra strap on here. We're not going to hook any camera up to that right now. Put that off. Gotta keep at it. Keep at it. Once that wind go down, I'd try moving around a little bit, but every time I do, it's quite a session. I can paddle against the wind, but I gotta mess around, get the anchor out. Then time I paddle up where I want to go and get back here to put it out again, it got me spun all in circles and blowing me across the lake. Try it here for a little while. See if any jumbos come through. Another miniature whitey. Gave me back my worms, that's good. Hold still. You believe this? Do you believe it? I suppose I gotta try to make a move here. Another keychain. Alright, I'm gonna try to move. Right, here we go on another spot. At least with all this grass, this fluorescent line will blend in good. A few less lily pads here. Didn't feel any deeper when I put the anchor out. Try her out. Try it out. Oh, already getting a strike. I thought it was weeds dragging when the canoe was swinging. Nope, no weeds on it. Canoe whipping back and forth here. So, get that one hung up in a rope up front, of course. One tiny piece of rope up there, and I put the hook right through it. Alright, I'm going to try with one pole here for a minute before I have to walk down there and hook it. There's white perch here too, but they're little. Little guys, little guys. 6 to a sandwich. Where are these big giant perch? Need to put on our thinking caps. Maybe I could send up the drone and find a spot that looked deep where there was no grass. It'd be hard to see over these waves, so if it calms down a little bit, I might try that. Might be a good idea. Little guys. New species alert! New species alert! Chubby Maddox. We're now up to 4 species. We have the legendary, whoa, legendary chubby maddox. We have white perch, we have yellow perch, and we have sunny sides. And the only problem is it takes 4 fish per foot. For every foot of fish you want to catch, you got to catch 4. So hopefully we can turn that around. Unbelievable. There is an unbelievable amount of miniature perch in here. Wow, crazy. Crazy. Oh yeah. Ha-da-da. Little guys everywhere around here. This has to be a record for the new smallest. It is for me, I can tell you that. Oh my word. Look at that. Legendary. I'll be getting it going down, and people be watching this video for years to come. Said, I cannot believe how big the perch was he caught in that. Well, I'm gonna move again here in a minute. I wish this wind would calm down a little bit. Send that drone up for a little recon mission. See if I can find a spot look deep with not many weeds. Maybe just a little small hole. Alright, we'll let you know how we make out. Well, I did do something interesting anyways. Got 2. Got a twofer. They're not getting much bigger, but we got a twofer. There's the one up. No, don't swallow that. I think that one's a little smaller. Oh my word. That is a small sunny side. Boom, right at the bottom. Like a bullet. Well, I just don't know where to go next. I'm going to try that point. Points are usually good. I think I'll paddle over to that. Get out of the wind a little bit. This is starting to get just a little bit ridiculous. Oh my word. I gotta move. Alright, new spot. That's pretty cool just seeing that coyote. I didn't get it on the GoPro, I put it on the camera, but I'll put it in the film. I was in close to shore then, I just glanced up real quick and I said, boys, that silhouette up there in the shadows don't look just right. And sure enough, it was a coyote just sitting there looking at me. Picked it out, I don't know how. I squeaked at him a little bit and he really stopped and looked and peeked. Pretty neat. I stopped here, there's hardly any lily pads. And I had a double on one side and a single on the other side. Got one hooked on this one if he hasn't come off yet. But they're still all small. This one's hammering. Yeah, another miniature. One for the eagle. He was sitting back there watching me. I'll insert some footage about that. Keep the old eagle fed. America's bird, you know. Probably don't see many fishermen in here. So. What do you got on here? Grass. Got the salad and the... I ain't gonna be able to fish 2 lines there. They're biting. They're thick in here. Thick. But where are the big ones? Where are the big ones is the question. Miniature again. Whoop, that one hit my rope. Pull wide, whatever it was. Yes, just a second. Once I get this one reeled up, I'm gonna bait off it, I'm going to go back to one pole because I can't keep up with them, man. My anchor slipped a little bit. Whoop, hook my basket. Yeah, I'm biting too quick here to have two poles. If I can get this one pulled up. There we go. Oh, this one had a perch on it too. I didn't just hook my basket, I caught a perch. Another miniature one. Where is the size? Starting to think this is a tall tail. If I keep this up, I am not going to have enough bait to fish here for 2 days. I'm almost to the end of my first cup. Suppose I could try some little jigs or little grubs or something. If I could give them something I sink the teeth into myself, but could try it. As soon as it hits the water, I can just see them swarming for it. Oh, slowed down a little bit. I don't know if they got my worm off or not. New species were it. I caught a miniature clam, or mussel, I guess they are, but I always call them clams. Huh, even them's miniature in here. Starting to think I had the wool pull over to my eyes on this one. I had to try it out. Not feeling excitement about staying here. I cannot find any water. I found this spot with no lily pads and I thought it might be deeper and it was shallower. It's only like 5 feet. Didn't have much bites, but I just had a bite right there. I'm not a light here. I gotta either make up my mind to try a couple other spots and then get out of here, or hunker down for the night. I just don't see any places here to put any time in. There's no depth. 6, 7, 8 feet. Maybe that's why there's no depth chart on it. Nothing to measure. I don't know. We'll keep fishing. Make up our minds. Yeah. Beautiful evening though. Beautiful evening. Wind's starting to calm down a little bit. Alright, I made it back. Gonna unload the old canoe here. Just don't think it's worth it to stay here. It's not as I thought they'd be able to find a spot or two where there was, you know, 15, 20 feet of water, but nothing. Oodles and oodles of miniature fish. I didn't catch one. Well, we got one that was right on the bottom edge of being able to be, that I'd normally keep to fillet. We gave her a shot, and I'm gonna load up the old Nissan, try to get out this old goat path before it gets dark without getting in a mess. See how we make out.